Welcome to Danu on Fire right here on Hi TV, your luxury channel. Thank you for tuning in. Today is a special day because we're checking out this amazing place, Botanic. We've been here so many times, but the food always surprises us. It's a big word.
It is
and
a big word, yeah.
keeps us coming. Of course, they are on the rooftop right next to Fairway in Colombo. All right, so now let's speak a little bit about our guest today. We have Radiesha. So I have done a few things with Radiesha. I acted in a play with her once. Then I went for an interview where she was working. But cool point, I didn't get the job. Then she sang for Yes Superstar.
Yeah.
Then I see her around. Then you had a baby, and now I'm seeing you.
Yes.
Life achievements.
Yeah.
So tell me, number one, you have always been a very studious girl who can manage some things at the same time.
Have I?
Yeah,
Really?
you worked at multinational companies, and it's like, listen, it looks really fancy on the CV. So let's first speak about what we're here to speak about. You are starting an interesting project with two other ladies by your side.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
So Danu, first of all, thank you so much for having me.
It's not a problem. I have to say a big thank you to our common friend Deepak Shanmugathan.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you, Deepak.
Yeah.
Always coming through with
I
the
know,
goods.
that's a very tricky word to say, Deepak.
and really thankful for Botanic as well for hosting all of this. So basically what this is essentially an experiential marketing company. So I've been working in marketing for about 15 years. And honestly, what I've realized is a lot is prescripted, right? So
There's no soul in it.
Well, there are some things that do, but then I'm a person that likes to push the envelope a little bit, eyes have been rolled a little bit, and so I thought, why not just try it on my own and see what happens, But the whole point is the consumer is changing, and when you look at the algorithms, already we're being shown content that's for us, right? So there's no element of surprise, there's no theater, there's no mystery and discovery.
Yeah.
So it's like, why don't we try this kind of thing and do it in Sri Lanka? Other countries do it as well in terms of immersive techniques and strategies, but we can as well. So
do you feel Sri Lanka is ready for such things? Because I have understood, in other countries, billboards to start with is done in a way to create curiosity, and
Absolutely.
you are never supposed to get it on the first go.
Yeah.
You're supposed to drive by like 3 or 4 times, and then
Right.
you're like, oh.
Yes.
And also these are puzzles. Like you'll have a little bit of it on TV, you'll have a
Yes.
little bit of it on press.
exactly.
But here, our billboards are very straightforward.
Yeah.
Come get a job.
Yeah.
This
yeah.
cleans your toilet. And you're like quite
Yeah.
clear about it.
Yeah.
But do you feel we are ready for it? Do you think we are ready to be, that mysterious about creating curiosity?
I think it's probably going to be a longer behavioral shift, to be honest. Some clients that I've already spoken to, and some of the FMCGs that I've pitched this to are a little bit like, okay, this is a little too future for us, but there are certain brands that can use this technique and this strategy, and then it's proven to give certain ROI.
Right.
And all we can do is try, right? And
That is
then
true.
make people a little uncomfortable, and we'll see what happens.
So
Yeah.
leaving corporate world, taking up motherhood, and now running into a full-time project that you believe in.
Yeah.
Did you feel it's like a risk care factor?
Big time, yeah, big time. And just like you said, like with becoming a mom, like there's no cushion now, right? Like with being corporate and
have
stuff,
it.
like you have a bit of a cushion.
Medical at least is there.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
so I really like respect you guys for doing a lot of things as well. You've taken the risks far earlier than me. I'm just doing it now, so
I'm now thinking corporate.
so funny, but like no. I mean, I think if I'm not going to do things that scare me, then I'm not going to grow, right? So,
is true.
so we'll see. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if this country doesn't put you through challenge,
Yes.
there's no country that's going to prepare you to
Absolutely.
live the big world out there. All right, we're getting into a break because I've got some delicious food. We have a new chef, and I heard that he loves aubergine.
A big purple
Big
one.
one,
Yeah,
big
yeah. He'll be
purple one.
really happy,
Yeah,
man, that you
I know.
said that.
And also, he's someone
Yeah.
who really believes in that emoji as well.
Yes.
And after speaking to him about it, he gave me this. I thought this was like a crime scene. He just hammered the sauce all over it. It's like, that Danu? Anyway, we're going to dig into this. Food looks amazing. And
amazing.
what I really like about here is, like, food is served sexy. Like,
Yes,
yeah, otherwise
very
you are,
sexy.
Yeah, otherwise you just get like some chicken like
Exactly.
thrown with
Yeah,
some onions
yeah,
on the
yeah,
side.
yeah.
But here they just dance around it so much
I
more.
know.
All right, we're going to get into a break. We'll see you on the other side. You stick around. This is Danu on Fire. Welcome back to the show, and we are in conversation about marketing things in a new way. Apart from that, of course, I wanted to speak about the whole thing called Ceylon. For some odd reason, Sri Lanka is still, I think the word Ceylon still has a greater
Yeah.
value to it than Sri Lanka. I think we have done a bad job in marketing Sri Lanka and done a brilliant job marketing Ceylon. And any brand that has touched Ceylon has sort of survived through.
Yeah, that's true.
And you all have touched Ceylon as well.
Touching, hopefully,
Yeah.
yeah. Wanting to touch, yeah. No, I think so. I think there's a lot of heritage, right, that we come from. Like, we come from this country. There's a lot of amazing stories to be told, and the way stories were told back in the day. I mean, even the writers, and I think people like Shahan putting us on the map
Yeah,
is
true.
amazing. It's just writing and storytelling is in our blood, even in the entertainment scene, like we were just talking about it. So I think it's an opportunity to kind of take it to like a little bit of a professional realm. It just requires open-minded clients, hopefully.
We'll take
Yeah.
Take
We'll
that.
take that
But
lead,
are you
yeah.
also going to do very straightforward advertising or marketing for
No.
a client if they require it?
No. Because there's, I think, enough and more people focus on that, and much
Right.
bigger people. You
Right.
know, we're just this spotty startup.
Yeah, so keeping it
Yeah,
very-
yeah.
Okay. And you have partnered up with two other ladies.
Yeah.
Tell me about them.
Okay, so one's myself, and then there's a couple of partners who I've known for a long time, both from the creative capacity. So they're all, both of them are overseas actually.
So how is it going to
but-
work?
I mean, it's a new age today, right?
Yeah.
Like, and then of course we're in touch. And
COVID has taught us everything.
exactly.
I know.
At least it's possible,
Yeah.
you know. So, and then if we get like an airline sponsor,
Oh my God, then we
we
can
can like
always,
fly them
yeah.
down, you know. But like, but the point is, we just kind of wanted to just try to do it together, and then see a couple of us are moms, and just try to explore this unknown sort of terrain and see what happens with it. Yeah.
Tell me, as this is a question, as a woman, you might have had dreams, desires, go out there, achieve all of those, and you have done most of it. When you took that step into motherhood,
Yeah.
what are the things that you have to hold back?
Ooh.
Nobody asked you to, but I'm sure physically and also the things around you, circumstances will force you to.
Yeah, no, for sure. Honestly, I've wanted to be a mom for as long as I can remember, right? And so for me, I just learned, like, when I have a daughter, so when she came, I think my purpose was crystal clear. I just kind of wanted to be better. I wanted to do more, challenge myself more, just so that I give her permission to grow as well, right? And she's teaching us to be parents.
Yeah.
Like, and today parenting is, I think, a very different kind of ball game.
That is true.
Just because of the influence of social media and all of these external factors that you have to take in. And I'm really big on retaining like the cultural nuances of Sri Lanka and Sri Lankan values, right? So I think I got that very strongly from my parents as well, and that's the only important thing. Other than that, in terms of like holding back, I mean, I suppose The difference is my husband can be like, okay, babe, I'm going, and then he'll just go.
Yeah.
Right.
It's easier.
So he's out the door, and then
Yeah.
for me, it'll be like, okay, set everything up, then see if she's okay, put
Then
her
pack
to bed.
everything up, you're gonna take.
Yeah, you know,
That's
like.
Yeah.
So I think, but it's the most amazing experience. Yeah.
And it's a lot. I think a lot of
Yeah.
people don't, especially in this new age where we say, women need to balance everything.
Yeah.
Balance everything itself is a task.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And like supporting comes in knowing that the balancing is there. So being supportive around it is
exactly.
what. Yeah.
Exactly. And you can only plan so much, right?
That is true.
I think it's just about going into it with the best intentions, and then everything can't be over controlled.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the worst thing to do.
Do you think there's a lot of difference between the whole marketing industry, advertising industry, and the very straightforward media industry?
I think so. I think with different segments of especially which brands you're catering to, which audiences you're catering to, everything is drastically different, right? So I think there's opportunities, of course, for everyone to do it. It's not stopping anyone from doing it.
Correct.
It's just that I feel like there's hopefully a lot more bigger players, who are usually risk averse.
Yeah.
The moment they start sort of entertaining this stuff, because South America has done it, India's done it, Thailand's done it. Everyone has a very signature about themselves,
Yeah.
and they've won all these awards. And I feel like if you sort of take the brand away, and if you can say which brand it is, I think that's strong marketing, right? But then if it just looks like any other brand, if you take the brand away, then that's probably like an opportunity to explore that further.
I'm actually quite curious. When we do come back, I'm going to speak a little bit about what's the name again of this?
Tidal Muse. Tidal, like a tidal wave, and Muse, because muses were women who brought upon inspiration.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's no Ceylon in it?
So we're doing the themed party here at Botanic called Vintage
right.
Ceylon. Yes.
But the name itself is
Tidal Muse.
Muse. All
Yeah,
right.
yes.
Should ask the title Muse, who is here.
Yeah.
When I do come back after the break, I know that we are not old. Well, I'm not old, but social
you're
media
not.
is too
Yeah.
young.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
I want to know, is this a deal breaker in this idea and this world of marketing? We'll come back with that. Do stick around. This is Danu time. Welcome back to the show. We are speaking about new types of marketing and so much more. I asked you before we went to a break, in a world where you're trying to promote marketing in a new way, experience it, touch it, feel it, see it, everyone now up saying, no, that budget is too much. I'd rather just invest those dollars onto a Facebook campaign, and I know it's directly touching my audience. How do you feel at this time?
I can't say it, probably, right?
You can say it, we can
I
beep
say
it. Yeah, we can beep it.
You can bleep it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, kind of, just because I think it requires, like I said, an open-minded client. And it works in other markets. It's definitely done. It's just that when you do take the audience on a journey that they don't actually expect, a lot of people are going to talk about it, right? Like they're definitely going to, versus they know what they're expecting. Everything's just, there's no element of surprise. There's no theater. There's none of that, So it's like dating, right? Like if you go on a first date and then that dude is like predictable and everything said is like kind of textbook and prescripted, you're probably not going to be interested, right? But if they have...
I will not know. It's been some time.
Yeah. Actually, it's been some time since I've been on a date too, but but I feel like it requires that intrigue, that mystery, that storytelling, and marketing's just like that. It's just kind of like dating, and then that's the best analogy that I can kind of say. So I feel like in a world that, the question was about social media. I think it's going to be tricky, of course, right? Like nothing is easy. If everything was easy, I think even social media campaigns for that matter, if you have like $1 million budget, of course you can have like millions of eyes on it, right? So I think it still requires a certain finesse for like a digital campaign to go viral. Things just don't take off just because, right? So I think there's still an element of that. I think the ones who are doing really well in the world, like all these like influencers, I think they keep the audience interested because they don't know what to expect next, right? So if suddenly things become a little bit too predictive, then they're not interested anymore, right? So I think it's always going to be this learning. There's never, it's just going to be like a journey of discovery, really, yeah.
For those clients who are watching, if breaking away from the very scripted, you can make mole from commercials which are from that to speaking to a very curated audience. You're definitely not talking to all of Sri Lanka. You're talking to a very specific audience.
Correct.
And the brands that will go hand in hand with it.
Exactly, that's right.
Yeah. So coming and putting something together that's going to be that sort of teases all your senses is going to be hard.
Yeah. It's a big challenge. Yeah, but then I think that's what's going to be cool with, and it's not just about me, right? It's about also the people who are coming in, like Botanic, for example, was open to this idea.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. And like
even they complicate food, like you could have just given me a
there you go, right?
Yeah, they're going to give it
but
in a
it's
bowl.
beautiful. Yeah, exactly, right? But like I think it helps in having people
like it
open.
looks nicer now. I don't want to eat it.
It's more exactly, and it's more interesting, right, to look at. And I think that's what it's about. So it's all about like a few people aligned to do it, because to pull off something like this, it's beyond just one person. We need to really align sponsors that are aligned with this thinking and trying something new. And we've got something really cool sort of planned. So hopefully on the 4th with Botanic, your vintage salon, and we're encouraging people to dress up.
Yeah.
Give a bit of a nod to old Ceylon, just for fun. I think that's another thing where unless it's Halloween.
There was also a time when people dressed amude here.
Yeah, there you go, right? But like, no, I'm saying dress up even, right? But you can please come in an amude. We get all the virality we need.
I know, that's true.
I know, but yeah. So I think
I have to ask you before you go. You have done so too many things. Do you feel like if you have not been in Sri Lanka and if you're born somewhere else, do you feel that you would have achieved all of them on a bigger level?
I think yes and no. There's always a reason why.
Would you leave Sri Lanka?
Very trick question, but I'm here. And I've never.
It's a yes or no kind of an answer.
Yeah, but it's tricky when you have kids and stuff. So I've thought about it, but like, I think home is home. Yeah, it's really good.
But I would say don't leave.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Very soon we are not going to have a guest list.
Yeah. So that's going to be sad. Don't leave. Yeah.
Don't leave. Yeah. You can't preach to the choir if you're also not going to sing.
No, I'm not. No.
Great. On that note, we need to wrap things up. Thank you so much for coming. I wish you all the very best.
Danu. Thank
and
you so
good
much.
on you for initiating something new, especially during these times.
Yeah.
I wish you all the very best. Thank you to our friends here at Botanic. As always, they're so cool to work with. Do come enjoy some interesting food, and I'm telling you, nighttime, this place is just, it's a vibe. You can never get enough of it. We will see you soon. Till then, you can be smiling.